Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another underdog video for you. Sorry, it's been a minute. We've been dealing with some technical issues on my end. My laptop that I use to run my setup, the battery just blew out, I guess. There's a recall on it, so I'm getting it repaired actually today. That's why I'm using this little headset mic and all this stuff. So it's a little different. We appreciate you bearing with us. I can't stand dealing with this audio quality, but we're just trying to keep rolling. But yeah, it's made it a little bit more difficult for us to put out as many videos as we typically do. So sorry it's been so long since we've done an underdog video. But we're excited about today's slate. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on February 7th, Wednesday. We've got a full 5-pick slip for you, and we actually have a scorcher that we liked that we're going to be featuring in the slip instead of in addition to. Before we get into these plays, though, if you've never tried Underdog, use our promo code BACKDOOR and they'll match your first deposit up to $100 and give you an instant pick'em special. Just make sure you put in code BACKDOOR when you make your first deposit, and they'll hook you up with all those goodies. If you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll want notifications on just so you can jump on these plays before they get bumped or removed, which tends to happen pretty quick across all platforms. If you guys don't mind, just do us a favor and like the video. It's the best way to support the channel. It just helps us grow, helps us get in front of a larger audience, and we really appreciate it, guys. You guys have been awesome about it. So if you don't mind supporting us by just liking the video, that's really all we need you to do, and it just helps us continue to grow the channel. All right, so here are the plays we're going to be covering. I'll just walk through the whole slip. We're going to be taking Nick Richards over 10.5 rebounds and assists, Brandon Miller over 26.5 points and rebounds, Evan Mobley over 22.5 points and rebounds, Zubac over 7 rebounds, and our scorcher is going to be Victor Wembanyama over 1.5 3-pointers made. So we feel good about all these. We already have it locked in. We send it to our Discord already. If you're interested in checking out our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video. It's about 50 cents a day. It's a good resource, just a really good community, and we have all sorts of sports in addition to the NBA that we cover in there. So if you want to check that out, just go through the link in the description and go to server subscriptions once you're in Discord, and just subscribe and it'll unlock all the channels for you. All right. Before we get into the breakdowns, we want to tell you about one more partner that we work with, and that is Chalkboard. It's another betting platform. It's just a nice alternative to Underdog and to Prize Picks and all these other platforms that you use. Chalkboard has bets as low as $1, and they give you the freedom to adjust your slip you can take your picks and set the lines to whatever you want on the alternate line options. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's iOS only for now. They have an Android version on the way, and they have a desktop version they're finishing up as well. But if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description of the video. Just use code BACKDOOR and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. All right, so let's jump into these plays. I'm going to be covering 3 of them, and Jordy's going to cover 2 of them. But to get us started on the ones I'm covering, let's talk about Brandon Miller here. If we take a look at this over-under, we have a 226 over-under with the Raptors favored by 7. Brandon Miller's been on a heater lately, though, so I want to stay in the flames with him. So we don't have any major concerns about a blowout in this game, but 7-point spread. So nothing really putting on our radar to make us worried about these guys losing minutes or anything like that due to blowout. If we hop over to Outlier, Brandon has gone over this in 7 out of his last 10 games. He's got a pretty solid matchup. The Raptors are 27th in points allowed, 19th in rebounds allowed, so we like the way that's looking. He's averaging just under 34 minutes a game and 2.8 fouls per game over the last 10 that we're looking at right now. Here's what I'm really excited about. 18.2 shot attempts per game. So he is very active with the scoring, and he's shooting 48% from the field. So averaging 8.8 buckets a game right now. He's shooting 8.1 3-pointers per game and shooting 41%. So averaging 3.2 3-pointers made per game. So he's just scoring great right now. Because this line got bumped in our video for another platform, Prize Picks, I took his points alone, but it's gotten a little bit bumped since then. So I want the extra cushion of the rebounds in this for Underdog. But yeah, we like the matchup. We like his minutes, and he's putting up a ton of shot attempts. So feeling good about this play. That's going to be the first one we're taking the over on. If we hop over to daily grind, if we, let's see, points, rebounds. Okay, so they're slightly favoring this to the under at 52.43% odds to hit the under. And they have it at a minus 129. So if you're not comfortable with this play, just fade it, replace it with something you're more comfortable with. But I'm feeling good about this, especially when we just take a look at how much he's been exceeding this, especially in these last five. Outlier has it set at 25.5. Let me just adjust that real quick. 26.5. So yeah, you can see he's still gone over this 4 out of his last 5 games. Most recently, out of the 4 that he's hit, the lowest he went was 32. So that's well over that 26.5 we're looking at. But he's really been turning things up and playing against tough teams. Oklahoma City, he went for 32. Indiana, he went for 41. Lakers, he went for 37. So I don't feel like this matchup is any more difficult than either of those last 3. So I'm feeling good about this play. We're going to keep it rolling here. The next play is Evan Mobley over 22.5 points and rebounds. Let's take a look at this over under real fast. We got a 234 over under. There is blowout potential in this game. Cavaliers are favored by 11.5 points. But the Wizards, we've seen before that they're very capable on offense to just keep up with teams. They're not good at slowing teams down, but they're good at keeping up with teams. So that's why we have a relatively high over under. But I like Evan Mobley to get this done before things get out of hand. If we hop back over to Outlier here, we have a really killer matchup. The Wizards are 30th in points allowed, 30th in rebounds allowed, so he should really be able to eat. He is still coming back from injury a little bit, so you can see his minutes are slowly bumping up each game. And I think he should be able to just kind of do his thing, and sort of enforce his will when he's got the ball in his hands. Still with these lower minutes, he's still averaging 31 minutes a game over the last 10, only 3.2 fouls, so not really any concerns about foul trouble. Shooting 58%, just under 11 attempts per game. But he's been really getting it done in the rebounding since he's been back these last couple games. 14 rebounds in his last game, 10 in the game before that. So feeling good about this. I think this line's just too low because I think they're factoring in him still returning from injury, but I think we're catching this one a little bit early. So we're feeling good about this play. If we hop over to Daily Grind, let's see. They have this one favored to go over just slightly. It's basically a 50-50 shot, but they have it at a 50.47% odds to hit the over at a minus 120. And we've got like some mixed emotions here. DraftKings has it at a 50-50 shot. But we've got like BetMGM at a minus 120, FanDuel at a minus 125. But we're feeling good about it. So we're going to go ahead and take the over on this one. And then the last play I'm going to be covering is Victor Wembanyama for his 3-pointers. This one's probably got blowout potential because the Spurs are just a little iffy, but actually it's not too bad. We got a 227 over under with the Heat favored by just 8 points. And Wembanyama can definitely hit these 3-pointers. If we look at his last 20 games, he's hit at least 2 in 13 of his last 20 games. If we get in here a little bit more recently, his last 5, he's gone over it 3 out of his last 5. And he just dropped 2 against Cleveland. We've seen his minutes go up a little bit. So now over these last 5, over these last 5 games, he's averaging about 29 minutes per game. He's got a great matchup with the Heat allowing they're 21st in 3-pointers allowed. It's a little bit different. Not a whole lot of centers shoot 3-pointers. There's a decent amount of centers that shoot the 3, but it's not as popular of a stat for centers. But even then, they're just 13th in 3-pointers allowed to centers. But I think with that matchup against Bam Adebayo, Bam's pretty tough in the paint. I think Victor can still get it done in the paint against Bam because he's just such a freak. But he's got such a clean shot and a fast release. I wouldn't be surprised if he just lets Bam stay in the paint. He just kind of drops some 3s here and there or takes some attempts before Bam can get out there to him. So we're going to take the over on this one, and this is a scorcher. And we would have taken this even if it wasn't a scorcher, but we like to feature a scorcher for you anyways. Now, Daily Grind doesn't have the, last I checked, they don't have the 3-point shot listed, this prop listed on their site. at the moment. So nothing really to get into here with Daily Grind, but if you're interested in checking out this tool here, the DFS Optimizer, Daily Grind is one of our official partners. If you use code BACKDOOR, they'll give you 25% off of any of their tools on your first month. So if you're interested in checking that out, there's a link in the description of the video for that as well. And last thing I'll say before I pass it over to Jordan is also this other app, Outlier. We've partnered with them. Obviously, when we like a company, sometimes they reach out to us, sometimes we reach out to them, but we just look for a way to work together. And they liked what we were doing. They partnered up with us. So they're giving all of our viewers a free 7-day trial if you want to check this one out. Another link in the description of the video. I just wanted to tell you guys about that real quick. And I'm going to pass it over to Jordy to finish up this slip.
Sweet. Yeah. So to get the rest of the... my underdog crashed here. So to get the rest of the slip covered here, let's see. So we like this Nick Richards for over 10 rebounds, or 10.5 rebounds and assists. So this is a pretty good line for him. He's kind of just gotten healthy again, so he's not off to a slow start, but he's kind of getting back into his groove with where he was playing before he got hurt. So I like this play to go over. Over the last 5 games, he's only gone over this line twice, but I think he's only been back. Let's see. He's only been back about 10 games or so, so I like him to go over this one. It looks rough when you look at it over the last 10 games, but in the head-to-head, he's gone over this in 2 out of 4 games. It's a great matchup against Toronto, too, especially with his minutes now that he's not splitting with anybody. They have no other real true center than Nick Richards right now, so he's getting a whole bunch of minutes. If you look at his minutes over the last 10 games, he's getting over 30 minutes a game for the most part. So I like him to stay over this line. It's a great matchup. 22 in rebounds allowed, 22 in assists allowed, giving up 12.6 rebounds to centers and 3.8 assists. So great matchup for him here. On Daily Grind, this is a 53.75% chance to go over. And if we look at the over-under on this game, we got a 226 over-under with a 7-point favor to Toronto. So no real blowout potential. Obviously, anything can happen. We've seen crazier things, but I feel good about him going over this one. So we're going to be taking that one for the over. Okay, and so for the next play, we got Zubox to go over 7 rebounds. I think if he doesn't go over this, he's at least going to hit 7, but I fully expect him to go over this. He's just coming back from injury, and he's not even on an injury report at all. They're saying he's good to go to get back in the starting lineup. So whether he's on a minute restriction, if he is, I think it'll still be 20 minutes. I don't think they're going to put him on a 15-minute restriction or anything. But this dude's fully capable of going over this line. I mean, over the last 20 games, he's gone over this line 16 times. So, it's a great matchup for him. And if you look at the head-to-head here, he's only gone over it 1 time in the head-to-head, but all of these other ones where he hasn't gone over it are from about 2 years ago. So I don't really care. I'm going to be taking this one for the over. Last time he played them, he only had 23 minutes and he had 8 rebounds. So that's all he's got to do for us tonight. But if you look at what he was doing before he got injured, 21 minutes, he logged 11 rebounds against Memphis, and they're a very tough rebounding team against centers. He logs 19 rebounds against the Lakers, 20 rebounds against Memphis again. The dude is fully capable. This is a great matchup for him, too, is another reason I love this play. 24th in rebounds allowed against centers, giving up 12.9. So I think he's going to match Valanciunas' minutes in this game, and I think they'll keep him out there with Valanciunas, and I think he's going to get this done for us. If you look at Daily Grind, they've got this play just barely juiced to go over at a 50.37% chance, but everyone else has this at a minus 140 or higher. Some people have it up at a minus 155. So if you look at the over-under in this game, no real blowout potential, but the Clippers have been playing so good that you never know. 231.5 over-under with a 7-point favorite to the Clippers. So I think that's probably about right. So I feel great about Zubox and Richards. So that's the other 2 to cover our full slip.
All right, guys. Yeah, that's going to do it. That's the 5 we're rolling with for today. We hope you guys have a great, today's Wednesday. Yeah, we hope you have a great Wednesday. And we will catch you in just a little bit for the Prize Picks Daily Show.
All right. Good luck, guys.